Hi, my name is Paul, and I've created this little site here to help people match themselves up with other people who are interested in traveling together to Mexico. It's mainly an RV site, but cars and backpackers are certainly welcome to post their travel here as well and try and find people to travel with. This is the home page. It's mexicotravelbuddies.com. And down here we have a little display box that you can scroll down, and this lists all the latest postings. Actually, it lists all the postings, all the travel requests. If you want to look at a specific one, you've simply got to click on it and it'll take you to more details. This little box updates only once an hour, so if you add a request it may take up to an hour for it to appear. The first stage you have to do, or the first step, is to register, and the little button over here to link to that is register. This takes you to mexicorvforums.com, which is a forum, and the Travel Buddies system is based upon this forum. So that's why it looks a little different from the previous page. But here's the registration form. You need to come up with a username. You can pick whatever you want. Let's just use travel. It's also known as a handle if you're not used to forums. You have to enter your email address. You have to make sure that it is your correct email address, otherwise people will not be able to contact you. People do not see your email address, so it stays private. That's one nice thing about this software. So I'm going to come up with an email, and I'm going to call it paul@vancouver.hm, which happens to be a real email I have. And you need a password. I'm going to use 123ABC. 123ABC. And the only other field you have to fill in is the registration question. It's to try and stop spammers. If you can't figure out the answer, just go up here to the contacts and send an email to the administrator and he'll help you out with it, but I don't think anybody should have any trouble guessing it. And you have to click I've read and agreed to the terms of use, which you probably haven't read, and I never read either, but that's okay. And create the account. Okay, the first thing you should do really once you get in here, this by the way is a Mexico RV forum, so now you're registered you can actually participate in this forum as well if you wish, or you can simply just use the Travel Buddy area, which we're going to do right now. But once you're logged in, you'll see a handle up here in the upper right hand corner, and what you should do is click on that and go to My Settings. Okay. And on the left hand side you'll see a link saying notification options. You need to click that. You don't have to do this, but this will make it easier for you to realize when people contact you. Okay, you don't need any of the first few sections. You need to go down to private messages is the first one. They should all be clicked in here by default to email you when you receive a private message, but you might want to click this little box here. This will cause a pop-up screen to show up on the forum as soon as you come into it if there is a message for you. Makes it a little bit more obvious. If you don't have that clicked, you see a little red 1 sitting up there, but it's not as easy to spot. And then you also want to go down to the bottom section which says calendar. I am going to change the wording on that so it says Travel Buddies, by the way. But there's two boxes here. First one is notify me when an event I follow is updated. So if you've signed up or you've contacted someone for a particular travel arrangement, you might want to click that box, because then you'll know if anybody else is contacting him as well, and that way you'll know if there's more than one person that's interested in going. The other one down here you might want to click is notify me when new events are posted. That will notify you if anybody else posts another travel request. So if you kind of want to be notified by email when people post requests on the forum, you might want to click that box. And if you do make any changes, don't forget to hit Save Changes. So let's do our first step, and we're going to create a Travel Buddy request. We can do that in one of two ways. here's the Travel Buddies thing. We can go back to the main page and do it from there if you want, or we can do it from one of these drop downs. Let's go back to the main page just out of curiosity, and we're going to go add a listing. And the form for adding a listing comes up. The first field is your start and stop location. So you want to put where you're leaving from is Nogales to Puerto Vallarta. Okay. Below that is your first travel date that you're available, or you just leave it at that one date if you're only available for one day. So let's just click that calendar there, and we're going to go up to January. And we're going to say we're available from January 8th. And I'm good for a whole week in there. I don't, I can meet someone anywhere from January 8th for the following week. So I'm going to specify the end date as well. Click that little calendar. And I'm going to go back up to January. And I'm good till the 15th. Okay. These two fields you want to leave at default. You want to make sure it's a public event. The other option is private event, and if you're going to make it that, nobody's going to be able to see it, so there's no point. So in this box here you can put your information. You can say looking for 3 other RVs to travel to PV over about a week. Okay. Since this is a regular forum entry box, you can also do things like add photographs and stuff in there if you wish. There's lots of, you can do anything you can do on a normal internet forum. But anyways, that's all. You put as much information there as you possibly can, obviously. Once you're done, you add the Travel Buddy request. And we're done. So if I go back to the main page of the forum, which I can do by hitting home, I should see my request sitting on this list. There it is, Nogales to Puerto Vallarta. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend I'm someone who wants to respond to this. So I'm going to sign out of here, and I'm going to sign in as another person. And as it happened, I already set up an account under another name so I could demonstrate this. So I'm going to sign in, and myself 123 ABC. Okay, I'm now signed in. So I'm looking down this list here and I say, oh, this guy sounds interesting, so I'm going to click on him. So I read the description. Oh, looking for 3 other RVs. Take about a week to get to PV. Yeah, that sounds just like me. So I want to contact this fellow here. So what I have to do is click on his handle, which is right here up in the upper left. And that brings up his profile. He may have put some other information in when when he registered. Under my settings, you can put a bunch of information in if you wish. But what I'm going to do is send him a message. Send me a message. And I'm going to say your request. I am interested. Contact me. And send it. Okay. So this guy will now get an email. I just heard it come into my own email box. Let's go take a look at that. There it is. Myself started a new personal conversation with you. And there's a link for you to click to go pick up the message. Well, I'm not going to be able to pick it up because I'm not logged in as the person I sent the message to, but I'm going to go do that right now. So let myself just log out of here. And I'm going to log in as the person who posted, which was travel, and 1, 2, 3 ABC. Now as soon as I log in, here's the message popped up. Your request, I am interested, contact me. So I can view the message. And it brings me up into kind of a mini forum, so I can answer him back here. I don't have to email him again. We can have conversations back and forth as long as we want. If a third person contacts one of us and is interested as well, we can actually add them into the conversation using this invite participants. All we need is the person's handle, which they registered on the forum with, and then we can have a 3-way or 4-way, a 5-way conversation, whatever we want. And we can use this little mini forum, this little personal messenger thing, to plan out our trip all together. So that's kind of neat. So we'll just get out of here. Again, I can just hit home to go back into the main forum page. And under Travel Buddies, we have a few options here. We can add new listings. We can see the listings by month. If I click this, listings by month, it will bring up a calendar. I can go to the next month. So I can get an overview of all the requests that are sitting there. The other option is I can get a straight list of all the listings. The one advantage to this over the listing you saw on the right hand side of the forum is that it goes beyond 1 year. The listings that are on the right hand bar of the forum when I'm on the home page only go up to 1 year. So let's just take a look at that. And there they are, the newest listing to the oldest listing. I don't know if I think they're actually in order by date. Kind of looks like they are. And the other option I have down here, I've got instructions. I can go to, instructions. And here you'll find some more detailed information on all the ins and outs and what you should do. Or I can go back to the main entry page, which was back here. Check and see if my listing's shown up. Yep, there it is, Nogales to Puerto Vallarta. So, the only other, also on this page, by the way, there's a few more links. Crossing the border gives you a whole bunch of information on what you have to do to get a vehicle across the border. It's fairly complete information. You should find everything there you need to know about. If you're interested in a paid caravan, there's a link for that. There's a link for tips on caravanning with other people on what you should do and shouldn't do to stay sane with each other. And a few other little things in there. You can access most of the functions from this page. What I want to do now, of course, is I want to go in and delete this posting because it's not a real posting. So I'm just going to click on it. And there it goes. If I want to edit it, if I want to change it, I can hit the edit button and edit it. But in my case, I'm just going to delete it. And there we go, it's gone. And that's all there is to it, folks.